The original Blasians. The modern people of Madagascar are a mix of Southeast Asian and African genetics. Now you might think, how did people all the way from here make it to here? Well, 1,500 years ago, people from Southeast Asia made a 3,500-mile sea voyage to this island. 300 years later, people from East Africa came and mixed with the local inhabitants.
The way humans first showed up in Madagascar is crazy. The first peoples came from Indonesia, and only about 1,500 to 2,000 years ago. And the only thing more surprising is what these seafarers must have found on the island, like this giant lemur the size of a gorilla, or this elephant bird which reminds you too much of a dinosaur. This story just constantly boggles my mind. Just for some context, by the time people had gotten to Madagascar, Rome had probably conquered all of the Mediterranean, and may have fallen by then, and people had been in Australia for more than 60,000 years. Which is all the more surprising given our original spawn point as humans is in Africa. Now the archaeology and genetics might flesh out this story a bit, but still. So why did the first peoples to come to Madagascar come from Indonesia rather than East Africa? A lot of people in my previous video have been asking this question, and the comments range from genuine curiosity to hideous racism. So let's put this to bed. The simplest answer is ocean currents. Sailors off the coast of East Africa are pushed away from Madagascar, where boats off the coast of Indonesia are pushed towards Madagascar. Furthermore, you can't see Madagascar from the coast of East Africa, so again, why would you want to go search for it? The leading idea, and we have no definitive proof for this, is that a group of Indonesian sailors was blown off course. And we do have some anecdotal evidence for this. A sailor in World War II was shipwrecked off the Indonesian island of Java, and 2 days later floated to Madagascar. And finally, just because a group of people discovers a place first, doesn't mean they're superior. It just means that they're the first people to discover that place, either accidental or not.
What do people from Madagascar actually look like? So many people have heard of Madagascar, but a lot of people don't know what people from Madagascar actually look like. And I understand, because it's not every day you see someone that comes from Madagascar. So this man up here is from Madagascar, and this couple is from Madagascar. But if I was to compare this photo with the first photo I showed you of this man, it's quite obvious that facially they look different. And this is simply due to the fact that Madagascar is very ethnically diverse. The largest ethnic group in Madagascar is the Malagasy people. And the Malagasy people are an Austronesian ethnic group. And the term Austronesian basically refers to indigenous populations originating from Malaysia, Polynesia, Indonesia, the Philippines and Taiwan. So research suggests that the ancestors of the modern day Malagasy people arrived in Madagascar thousands of years ago from the Sunda Islands, which is part of Indonesia. A lot of them mixed with Bantu people from East Africa, who are said to have begun migrating to Madagascar in the 6th and 7th centuries. Some sources also suggest that there was a substantial slave trade operated by coastal merchants and by the residing Swahili community in Madagascar who are referred to as Antalawatra. And there are other ethnic groups in Madagascar, and there are even subgroups within the Malagasy people. But all of this genetic admixture is what led to the diversity you see in Madagascar today. For more content like this, make sure to follow Faster Speaks.
Did you know that the ethnic group of Malagasy people are in fact of Indonesian descent? Yes, that is in fact correct. Madagascar is an East African country that is located on the east coast of Africa. So you're probably wondering, how is it possible for an African country to have had links to Asia? Well, a couple of thousand years ago, from the southern eastern of Borneo in Indonesia, lied an ethnic group that decided to explore the waters a couple of thousand years ago, with the means of find a new home for them to start a new beginning. And they stumbled upon Madagascar, and it is believed that they were the first founding people who have started the population of Madagascar, which was then led by African people, Bantu to be exact, that moved to Madagascar as well, and then mixed together and formed the now majority Malagasy ethnicity, which is the more dominant ethnicity of the Madagascar island, which Madagascar itself has 18 ethnicity, which means that Madagascar is the original Blasian island, which is pretty cool.